Hello, I'm Daphne Thomas, Executive Director for Communications, Marketing, and Community Relations at Southwest Tennessee Community College. Welcome to Communications During a Global Crisis, Instilling Confidence Through Transparency. Joining me for this presentation are Diana Fedenek, our Director of Public Relations and Media, and Robert Jackson, our Marketing and Communications Director. During this presentation, we will share insight into the communication strategies and tactics we use to instill confidence in Southwest students, faculty, and staff, as well as the community as the pandemic unfolded and life and college operations as we knew them changed nearly overnight. I'm sure you all have dealt with the pandemic on your respective campuses. Therefore, the objectives of this presentation are to, first, share our messaging, what we said, how we said it, and why. Second, share our tactics, what worked well, what we changed, and why. And third, what we learned from this experience that may provide insight or ideas for moving forward in the new normal that will be the post-COVID-19 world. Before Diana and Robert come, I want to set the stage. First, let me tell you a little bit about Southwest Tennessee Community College. We're located in Memphis, Tennessee, an urban center that serves a diverse population. Not a city without its challenges, many of our students are the first in their family to attend college. More than 40% qualify for federal Pell Grants, meaning their household income is near the poverty level and below. Our student population is predominantly Black and it is predominantly female. And we serve scholars at various levels of academic preparation, from honor students to those who have academic challenges and require a little intervention. Now, on to the pandemic and how we instilled confidence in our stakeholders through transparent communication. As we all know, the coronavirus global pandemic has changed life as we know it, and that has changed how we relate, connect, communicate, and operate. At Southwest, we went from having about 10% of our classes delivered online to 100% in a matter of days. This changed the college community profoundly, and in some ways, maybe permanently. Our communications, marketing, and community relations staff of about 7 individuals, 2 of which are printing technicians, was charged with providing accurate communication as the situation unfolded so that our audiences would be as confident as possible in these 3 things. First, that health and safety are our top priorities. Second, our commitment to student success and the path forward remains. And third, inclusive decision making and transparent leadership will be the hallmark of this response. Our group of 5 employees handled the communications the first month. But once the global pandemic declaration was issued, things escalated very quickly. We had to scale up. So we assembled the COVID-19 Communications Task Force about a week after the pandemic declaration. We added to our team the college's government relations associate and a marketing staff member from our workforce or non-credit side of the college. These 2 individuals not only helped to bear the load, but also provided vital information and access to critical audiences. Our workforce associate provided insight into the needs of our non-credit students and the adjustments that the workforce unit was making to accommodate them. Our government relations executive director was a wealth of information. The pandemic response was government driven, and he was in daily meetings with lawmakers, getting information on the response developments firsthand and passing that information on to us. This helped fuel our newsroom tremendously. Once assembled, we met each day at 9 a.m. for a briefing on developments within the college and in local and national news to determine what we needed to share with our audiences that day. In the early days, we provided updates daily, sometimes multiple times a day. Our president wanted to be visible and to provide a means for our campus community to engage with her and her team of administrators. Her strategy was to have the communications and marketing department to serve as the repository for all pandemic communications, as well as be the only disseminator of information regarding the college's response. Therefore, we deployed two major tactics to meet this requirement. First, of course, we launched our coronavirus microsite to serve as the hub of all things corona. Second, we held our first virtual town hall meeting where more than 400 participants logged on, submitting more than 600 questions. From the very beginning, we learned that our communications had to promote a sense of confidence in the path forward. Naturally and understandably, there was a profound sense of uncertainty throughout our campus community and the community at large. And there were other challenges. First, our campuses were suddenly closed, separating us from the students. Second, students who never have attended college online before were suddenly thrust into a virtual learning environment. And third, the digital divide became even more impactful. We had thousands of students who lacked access to computers or reliable internet or both. Therefore, we had to remain nimble and tweak our tactics. We went from issuing lengthy special report newsletters to relying heavily on mobile communication, that is, text messaging and all things in between, to reach our students and our employees who were now in quarantine.
Good day, everyone. As Daphne mentioned, when the pandemic hit in March of 2020 and the college had to quickly pivot to an online learning environment, this meant that the Department of Communications, Marketing, and Community Relations had to embark on a plan of action to keep students, employees, and the community at large informed of the college's response to this public health crisis. We needed to assure all stakeholders that the college was doing all it could to make our campuses communities as safe as possible and that our commitment to student success was as strong as ever. From text messaging alerts regarding the closing of buildings to videos demonstrating how to access the campus to providing a website and clearinghouse of resources, the department provided relevant information and timely updates to keep everyone confident in the abilities of the college to meet the challenges of the pandemic. The following tactics were used to communicate to our internal audiences, our students and employees. We designed templates for quick dissemination of these internal communications. At the start of the pandemic, text messages, robocalls, our emergency alert system RAVE, on-hold messages, and e-blasts were used to immediately inform students and employees of any relevant information pertinent to the coronavirus and its impact on the college, such as the closing and reopening of buildings and locations. We realized these tactics were not only important for their immediate delivery of information, they allowed us to reach students who faced a digital divide, as well as younger students who primarily interface with their smartphones more than any other type of device. We intentionally kept students aware of available resources and college happenings so they would continue to move forward with their education and know that our mission continues. Of course, these messages were crafted with a positive tone of voice.
Greetings from Southwest. The college is pleased to announce that COVID-19 emergency relief funds under the CARES Act have been dispersed to all eligible students. For questions or concerns, please email cares@southwest.tn.edu. We also want to congratulate the class of 2020. Everyone is invited to help us celebrate these amazing graduates at the college's first ever virtual commencement Saturday, June 13th at 10:30 a.m. Please visit the Southwest website at southwest.tn.edu or follow us on social media at SouthwestTN for details and updates. Go Salukis!
E-blasts were sent college-wide and branded with an identifiable header as a special report or coronavirus update to distinguish from other college communications. The e-blast complemented our alerts with more detailed information and often a call to action. They strategically included a list of links to resources for convenient access to the college's coronavirus policies and plans, safety precautions, our COVID-19 microsite, and more. As the leader of the college, President Tracy D. Hall set the tone of transparent communication from the outset. Messages from her appeared in special report newsletters to the campus community to keep students and employees informed of any changes in operations and to consistently convey the message that their safety and well-being were paramount. Here are some of the examples of our e-blasts with our identifiable headers. The first is of a case being reported on the campus. Here is an example informing students of a department's operational changes. And here is an example informing students and employees of public health information with a list of links to important topics and vital resources. Another tactic we deployed was disseminating information through digital communication channels, which reached both internal and external audiences. Through our Constant Contact platform, we designed a new student newsletter called Saluki Connect for a one-stop online resource on virtual learning. It also included links to important COVID-19 resources students could benefit from using, such as how to file unemployment insurance, new types of COVID symptoms, and where local food pantries exist. Our monthly newsletter Scoop, which lives on our website and is available internally to students and employees as well as the public, also presented topical information as well as human interest stories about students and staff who are helping in the community, from staff distributing PPE to hospitals, to faculty producing face shields, to students volunteering as nurses. Storytelling allowed us to move from fact-finding about the pandemic to putting a face on it. We kept a running log of news briefs on our COVID microsite, which reflected breaking news and news about college operations and public health information. At the outset of the pandemic, our department distributed press releases to local media that of course kept them informed of our pivot to virtual learning, any cases of COVID reported on the campuses, and what the college was doing to keep the students safe, COVID-related funding, and special events such as our virtual commencement. It is important to note that once the pandemic normalized, we stopped reporting cases of COVID to the media and began reporting data to the state, which maintained a data dashboard where all media could refer for data on positive cases. True to our mission of being the community's college, we also pitched stories of our students and faculty volunteering in the community. Here are examples of the media coverage we received. As the pandemic wore on, we felt the obligation to inform the Memphis and the Mid-South community of how COVID was impacting the landscape of student enrollment at Southwest, especially for marginalized and underserved students. We transitioned our communications from fact-finding to storytelling to revealing the real-life disparities students and employees were facing at a college in an urban metro area. We engaged both local and national media, and our president penned an op-ed on social mobility and the impact of COVID on higher education. To boost messaging and reach young students who today prefer the visual medium over traditional communications, we incorporated the use of videos, which we posted on our social media and YouTube channel. For example, we produced a video showing how to access our campuses.
Health and safety are a top priority at Southwest Tennessee Community College.
Another video featured students expressing their excitement to return to campus and showed them in the classroom wearing PPE.
Hey, my name's Kaylee. I'm a PTA student here at Southwest, and I'm super excited about being back.
And a video from administration and staff who sent encouraging and uplifting messages to students. Even our Saluki athletes joined in the effort with their positive messages to fellow students. And not to be outdone, we engaged faculty from our theater and music department who were happy to contribute a musical performance to serenade and uplift the college community.
But that's what makes the world go round, the ups and downs, the chaos.
To further our external outreach, we utilized our social media channels, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, to inform our Southwest community of followers and the general public of alerts and information. Engagement was robust and increased during this time. The posts that received the most engagement were stories of our faculty and students helping in the community, safety measures deployed by the college, and students returning to campus. Our multimedia approach toward keeping our Southwest family and community holistically informed and engaged contributed to a successful pivot to our new normal.
Thank you, Diana. Another major challenge we faced during the pandemic was a steep decline in enrollment, 24% as a matter of fact. As I mentioned earlier, many of our students are first-generation college students, and many did not have adequate access to internet and devices. So many of our students just decided to take a break and wait and see how the pandemic played out. Our Marketing and Communications Director, Robert Jackson, will share how we opened up the lines of communication with students and employees through virtual events, and how we enlisted our students to send the message that while the pandemic may be going on and may have changed our lives, dreams never die.
Thank you, Daphne. My charge is developing the visuals that enhance our written content and help Southwest tell its story. One of our first tactics was to hold our first ever virtual town hall meeting to provide the campus community access to our leaders and for the Southwest family to receive the most up-to-date information. The first town hall was presented on Microsoft Teams in March 2020 during the college's spring break. We just had 2 allied health students to be exposed to the very first COVID-19 patient in our county, so the need to communicate clearly and sensitively was critical. So rather than have our leaders speak behind PowerPoint presentations, they were all seated around the table, live on screen, so their posture and presence could instill confidence in the way forward. Note, this was before the quarantine and face masks and social distancing became the norm. Participation was robust, as Daphne stated. More than 400 individuals attended this meeting. We doubled down on the success and held 7 town hall meetings, some specifically for segments of the campus community. We had a student town hall, one for faculty, and even one for elected officials. Each time, participants were given the opportunity to ask questions of President Hall and other college leaders. Southwest also invited leaders in the community to engage with students, faculty, and staff virtually. One town hall featured Shelby County Health Department's health officer, who provided information on viral transmission, safety measures to take, how to get tested, and data on state and local cases. He also provided important information about the vaccine rollout. By summer 2020, the college planned to bring students back to campus to our 2 main campuses for those classes that required in-person instruction. These included the technology majors, culinary arts, and allied health majors. To accommodate the students on our campus safely, the college divides curbside pickup and digital services and retrofitted public areas to accommodate social distancing. One of the most important parts of the reopening plan was safe campus access. Everyone now had to take an online health assessment before their arrival to campus and pass a health screening upon arrival before allowed on campus. So, we launched the Know Before You Go campaign. While digital communication remained critical, traditional signage took center stage also. Directional signage guided students throughout the campus access process, prompting them where to go and what to do for quick, successful access. In addition to the safety measures, we also used signage to create a feeling of belonging. Welcome back signs were generously placed throughout both campuses to cheer students on and to let them know we were here for them as they persevered through the pandemic. The college experienced a 24% enrollment decline in fall 2020. This was counterintuitive to most economic declines. We usually see an uptick in enrollment when jobs decline. We knew that we had to encourage students to keep moving forward. So our marketing began to rely heavily on students telling their story of determination. Our staff produced the following spot in-house as the college was under tremendous economic pressure.
Life is uncertain, but I know the future needs me.
College has really changed, but I'm ready for it. And Southwest is my best choice.
It's a new world. I'm glad I have a degree from Southwest. Tuition free, debt free. What's for me?
Goals never sleep and dreams never die. Learn online or on campus.
What you just saw was traditional and non-traditional students representing our student body, showing and saying what we wanted our students to embrace. That things may be uncertain, but the future still needs them, and Southwest is still here to help them along the way. We also created graphics to encourage students to continue their academic endeavors at Southwest. So many students lost jobs, and many more have been financially impacted in other ways. The visuals we produced supported and communicated the message that health and safety were priorities. Southwest remains committed to student success and is here to help students and the community move forward to brighter days. This cohesive approach to communicating these messages played a vital role in the college's return to campus success. All in all, our marketing and communications efforts have shown Southwest as a proactive community in its commitment to the continued success of students, employees, and the communities we serve.
Thank you, Robert. Now, I want to share some final thoughts on the lessons we learned. First, and of course, to take cues from the leadership. In other words, be intimately aware of what they want people to know, to believe, and to act on throughout the crisis. For us, we wanted them to know and believe that we were there for them, that our first goal was to do no harm to them, that we were committed to their continued success, and that we were still moving forward to the dreams we set forth as a college and also the dreams of our students. Second, when a crisis strikes, you may need to scale up your team. Even if you have a large team, you have all the help you need, it helps to bring diverse disciplines to the table. In our case, it was government relations and workforce. 3, look for opportunities to foster and ramp up the flow of communication, not just to your audiences, but from them as well. For us, this critical feedback was achieved through virtual town hall meetings that were robustly embraced by the community. This engagement sent the message that the college was on the case, monitoring the situation and being responsive to the needs of our students, our employees, and the community at large. It also demonstrated the administration's commitment to transparent leadership. And our final lesson I want to share, there were many, but I'll share this last one. We all know that consistency of message is key. But what we also learned was that being nimble and adaptable and how we delivered those messages was very important. Even if it meant changing in midstream, using multiple channels of communication was key to our success, even if it was delivering the same message. We use them all. And the result was that everyone who needed to know in our campus community had a reliable source to get the information they needed. Not all audiences use the same information resources. We know that. Our student survey especially showed that our students felt that they knew what was going on. They did not express a concern with feeling uninformed. They had an intimate understanding of the college's pandemic response and how to navigate the new normal, whether it was us closing locations or our return to campus, our safety standards, and the mode of class delivery. We achieved great awareness of the new normal and the way forward. Multiple tactics, and especially the use of video, helped to reach students who were not physically on campus and help them feel connected to what the college was doing to protect them and to continue to educate them. I want to thank you for watching this presentation. I hope you were able to glean some good tips to help you in your crisis communications responses going forward. Diana, Robert, and I are happy to answer any questions you may have. Here is our contact information. Please feel free to reach out, and thanks again.